For 30 years, we have been sold a story. We see the heart-shaped logos on the box, we hear the commercials promising lower cholesterol, and we trust that a warm bowl of instant oatmeal is the absolute best thing we can do for our bodies. But what if I told you that for women over 60, that innocent bowl of comfort food is actually a wolf in sheep's clothing? What if the very breakfast you force yourself to eat, thinking you are being good, is the primary reason you are struggling with stubborn belly fat, mid-morning brain fog, and energy crashes that leave you reaching for a second cup of coffee by 10 a.m.? The science regarding how our bodies handle carbohydrates changes drastically after menopause, and unfortunately, the dietary guidelines haven't caught up to your biology. Hello, I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and I'm here to help you navigate these changes with clarity and compassion. I want to help you feel vibrant again, not just fine for your age. Before we dive into the fascinating chemistry of your morning routine, I'd love to connect with you. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I absolutely love seeing where our community of strong, curious women comes together from all over the world. And if you haven't already, please consider joining our family by subscribing. We are rewriting the rules of aging together, one video at a time. Now, let's have an honest conversation about your morning. You wake up, perhaps feeling a little stiffer than you used to, and you head to the kitchen. You want to start the day right. You grab that packet of instant oats, maybe splash in some skim milk, and toss in a few berries. You eat it, and you feel satisfied for about 30 minutes. But then something subtle starts to happen. Maybe you feel a sudden wave of fatigue. Maybe you find yourself standing in the living room, wondering what you came in there to get. Or perhaps, despite eating a healthy breakfast every day for years, your doctor is telling you that your blood sugar is creeping up into the pre-diabetic range. This is the healthy breakfast trap. It is heartbreaking because you are trying so hard. You aren't eating donuts. You aren't eating sugary cereal. You are doing exactly what you were told to do. But here is the reality. The advice to load up on grains in the morning was designed for a general population, mostly younger people with high metabolic rates. It was not designed for a woman in her 60s whose hormonal landscape has completely shifted. You are essentially pouring fuel on a fire that doesn't burn the way it used to. We often blame ourselves, thinking we just need more willpower, or that this sluggishness is just a natural part of aging. I am here to tell you that it is not. It is biology, and you can outsmart it. But to do that, you need to understand what that bowl of mush is actually doing to your bloodstream the moment you swallow it. And while that simple change can make a world of difference, there is a surprising reason why our bodies react this way, which is exactly what we are going to explore next. To understand why your oatmeal is betraying you, we have to look at the chemistry of processing. Not all oats are created equal, but the ones most of us rely on, the instant, quick cooking varieties, are processed in a way that fundamentally changes how your body sees them. I want you to imagine a campfire. If you throw a giant solid log onto a small fire, it takes a long time to catch. It burns slowly, releasing heat over hours. That is what a whole, intact grain or a vegetable with fiber is like. It is a slow burn. Now, imagine taking that same log and putting it through a wood chipper until it is nothing but sawdust and dry wood shavings. If you throw that onto the fire, what happens? It explodes. It creates a massive, hot flare-up that burns incredibly bright for a few minutes and then vanishes, leaving you with cold ash. Instant oatmeal is the sawdust. The manufacturing process has steamed, rolled, and pulverized the grain structure so much that your body doesn't have to do any work to digest it. When you eat instant oats, you are essentially eating pre-digested sugar. Because the fiber matrix has been broken down, the glucose enters your bloodstream at rocket speed. We call this digestive kindling. For a woman over 60, this rapid influx of glucose forces your pancreas to pump out a massive amount of insulin to manage the spike. You get that initial burst of energy, the flare-up, but because it burns out so fast, you are left with the ash. Your blood sugar plummets and your body screams out for more energy. That is why you are hungry again an hour later. You aren't gluttonous. Your biochemistry has just been taken on a wild ride. But the processing of the oats is only half the story. The other half lies within your own changing biology. Specifically, a shift that happens after menopause that almost no one talks about. This brings us to the age factor. It is the missing piece of the puzzle that explains why the breakfast that kept you slim in your 30s is causing inflammation in your 60s. We need to talk about estrogen and insulin. We often think of estrogen only in terms of reproduction, but it is actually a master regulator of your metabolism. For decades, estrogen helped protect your insulin sensitivity. It helped muscle cells pull sugar out of the bloodstream and use it for energy. When we cross the threshold of menopause, those estrogen levels drop significantly. Without that protective buffer, our bodies naturally become more insulin resistant. This means your cells stop answering the door when insulin knocks. So when you eat that bowl of high-carbohydrate oatmeal, your blood sugar stays higher for longer because your cells aren't accepting the delivery. Your poor pancreas responds by shouting louder, pumping out even more insulin. High levels of insulin are inflammatory. They tell your body to store fat, specifically around the midsection. That menopause belly isn't just about calories. It is about a hormone system that is flooded with insulin. And here's a fact that shocks almost everyone I share it with, and I really want you to hear this. Did you know that your body is naturally most insulin resistant in the morning? It's true. It's called the dawn phenomenon. Your body releases cortisol and growth hormones in the early hours to help you wake up, which naturally elevates your blood sugar before you even take a bite of food. So by eating a high-carb breakfast like oatmeal, you are adding a huge sugar spike on top of a system that is already struggling to manage blood sugar. You're hitting your body with carbs at the exact moment of the day it is least equipped to handle them. It is a double whammy that sets you up for failure before the day has even begun. And the consequences of this aren't just physical, they are mental. If you've ever felt that foggy, cotton wool sensation in your brain around mid-morning, you're going to want to pay close attention to the connection we're about to make. Let's talk about the glucose roller coaster, and specifically the 10 a.m. brain fog. We tend to separate what happens in our stomach from what happens in our head, but they are intimately connected. Your brain is an energy hog. It consumes about 20% of your daily energy. However, it is very picky. It needs a steady, reliable fuel source. When you spike your blood sugar with instant oats, your brain gets a flood of fuel, and you might feel alert for a moment, but remember the pile of sawdust on the fire? That crash is coming. When your blood sugar plummets an hour or two later, a condition called reactive hypoglycemia, your brain panics. It perceives this drop in fuel as a survival threat. To your brain, the fuel line has been cut. This triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Suddenly you feel jittery, irritable, or anxious. You can't focus. You forget names. You feel a wave of exhaustion that makes you want to lie down. We often brush this off as just getting older or having a senior moment. But in many cases, it is neither. It is a direct symptom of your breakfast. Your brain is starving because your blood sugar crashed. This roller coaster creates a vicious cycle. Because your brain is screaming for quick energy, you crave carbohydrates or sugar at 10:30 a.m. You grab a muffin or a sweet coffee, spiking the sugar again, and the roller coaster continues all day long. This constant rise and fall is exhausting for your nervous system. It steals your vitality and clouds your thinking. But the beautiful thing is, you can stop the roller coaster. You can get off the ride. The solution isn't about eating less, it's about flipping the script entirely and embracing a different kind of fuel. So if we are saying goodbye to the oatmeal, what do we replace it with? We need to make the savory switch. The antidote to the glucose spike is protein and healthy fat. I want you to think of your blood sugar like a boat on the ocean. Carbohydrates are the wind. They can push you fast, but they can also tip you over. Protein is the anchor. Protein stabilizes the boat. When you start your day with a savory, high-protein breakfast, you're doing something profound for your post-menopausal body. Protein does not spike blood sugar. Instead, it triggers the release of hormones that tell your brain, I am full, I am safe, I have plenty of energy. For women over 60, getting 30 grams of protein in the morning is like magic. It provides the building blocks, amino acids that your body needs to maintain muscle mass, which is your metabolic engine. Furthermore, adding healthy fats like the yolk of an egg, a slice of avocado, or a little olive oil slows down digestion. This means you get a slow, steady release of energy that lasts for 4, 5, or 6 hours. No crash, no brain fog, no 10 a.m. hunger pangs. Imagine walking through your morning with a clear head, steady energy, and a calm mood. That is the power of the savory switch. It is not just a meal, it is metabolic medicine. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Dr. Hart, I have eaten oatmeal for 40 years because it's easy. I don't have time to cook a gourmet meal every morning. I hear you, and I promise you don't have to. Let's look at how we can make this switch practical, delicious, and just as fast as that microwave packet. Let's talk about practical swaps. We need to redefine what breakfast looks like. In many cultures around the world, breakfast looks just like dinner, and that is actually a wonderful model for us. The easiest switch? Eggs. But not just plain boiled eggs that feel like a punishment. I want you to think about a scramble with spinach and feta cheese, cooked in real butter. It takes 3 minutes. The fat helps you absorb the vitamins from the spinach, and the protein keeps you full. If you are rushed in the mornings, let me introduce you to the frittata muffin. On Sunday, you whisk up a dozen eggs, chop up whatever veggies you have, peppers, onions, mushrooms, maybe add some cooked sausage or bacon, pour them into a muffin tin, and bake. Now you have grab-and-go savory muffins for the whole week. You can heat 2 of them up in 30 seconds. It is faster than boiling water for oatmeal. Another favorite of mine is dinner for breakfast. Who says you can't have a leftover burger patty, a piece of salmon, or a chicken thigh at 8 a.m.? There is no law against it. In fact, a piece of salmon with half an avocado is perhaps the most brain-healthy breakfast you could possibly consume. It is rich in omega-3s and protein. If you miss the texture of a bowl of warm cereal, you can try oatmeal. This is a porridge made from hemp hearts, chia seeds, and flax seeds, cooked in almond milk. It has the creamy texture you love, but it is pure protein and fiber with 0 sugar spike. It's about being creative and realizing that food is meant to fuel you, not just fill you. Making this swap does more than just fix your morning. It changes the trajectory of your health span. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a message of reclaiming your vitality. I know that changing a habit you have held for decades is scary. We find comfort in our routines. But I want you to view this not as giving up your oatmeal, but as gaining back your life. Every time you choose a savory, protein-rich breakfast, you are sending a message of safety to your body. You are protecting your brain from the damage of sugar spikes, which is crucial for preventing cognitive decline as we age. You are protecting your heart by lowering inflammation. You are giving yourself the gift of stable energy so you can play with your grandchildren, work in your garden, or travel the world without needing a nap before lunch. You have lived an incredible life to get to this age. You have wisdom, experience, and beauty. You deserve a body that supports you, not one that fights you. Stabilizing your insulin is the key to unlocking that vitality. So, here is my challenge to you. For just the next 3 days, try the Savory Switch. Have eggs, have leftovers, have Greek yogurt with nuts. Just skip the oats in the toast. Pay attention to how your brain feels at 10 a.m. I suspect you will feel a clarity you haven't felt in years. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. You are taking a powerful step for your health just by being here and learning. If this video resonated with you, please like it and share it with a friend who might be struggling with their energy too. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can continue this journey to better health together. Until next time, be kind to yourself, eat well, and embrace your vitality. I'm Dr. Emily Hart. Goodbye for now.